After winning the Heisman Trophy as a linebacker and pulling off the greatest NFL Combine performance ever seen, Stringer Bell was one of the most hyped up #1 picks of all time. Well, he did win Defensive Rookie of the Year after his first season with Las Vegas. The Raiders missed the playoffs, and many thought his first season was underwhelming. Most would consider 6 interceptions and leading the team in tackles a solid season for a rookie. But for the man that was catching 30 picks a season in college, it felt like an underachievement. With the Raiders roster getting even worse in the offseason, we'll see if Stringer can step up and carry his team to the playoffs, as I'll be playing the whole season in this video. Alright man, so here we go. First game of the season and we're taking on the Chiefs. And that's Avon getting a reception on the first play. This will definitely be an interesting way to start the season. I was hoping to start out this game nice, but unfortunately the Chiefs have already put together a touchdown drive. And our offense doesn't seem to be a whole lot better than last year. Stringer's really going to have to be the one who makes a difference. And he has a chance on the slant here, but can't quite get his paws in there for that pick. I'm really expecting Stringer's pick numbers to make a big increase this year, but right now this defense is really not looking so hot, and we might be in trouble in this one. We just aren't going to win a lot of games if offense continues to give us pretty much nothing, and we have a whole lot to improve on if we want to make the playoffs this season. That was a pretty rough way to start the season. Stringer had a much more quiet game than I was hoping for. This next game against Cincinnati is not looking like it's going to be any easier, as Stringer once again is just inches away from a pick but can't quite get it. Thankfully offense is actually balling out today, but our defense has been atrocious, man. We have not been able to stop the Bengals at all. Burrow's gonna find Chase in the back of the end zone for an easy touchdown on the slant pass. 21 points in the first half is absolutely unacceptable, as Burrow is an absurd 17 for 17 on the day, but he's finally going to make a mistake, and there it is, man. Stringer's first pick of the season, and that was incredibly satisfying. We needed it so bad. Offense gets a touchdown, and we might actually have a chance to win this game, but the Bengals are already back in field goal range. Stringer trying to kill Joe Mixon there, goddamn. I am not sure how that hit didn't force a fumble, and we really need to stop on this third down. Burrow's just gonna hand it off to Mixon, and that is a nice tackle by Crosby. So Cincinnati goes up by 3. Offense will have one shot to win this game. We'll see what happens in the sim here. Unfortunately, they do not get anything, and we are gonna start out the season 0-2. Yet another pretty disappointing result, as defense was just bad today, but Stringer was at least able to get his first interception of the season. So next up we're taking on Carolina and Bryce Young. We desperately need a win in this game, but it's going to be tough to stop this offense. Really hoping Stringer can get another turnover after that pick last game, but this time it's his teammate Peters getting the pick on the slant route. That's a nice way to start for this defense. And offense goes right down to get 6. That's what we like to see. And defense continuing this good start with a stop on third down. If offense had cashed that in, we would have been well on our way to our first win. I have a feeling this is going to turn out to be a close game, but Stringer gets his first pick and he is in perfect position. This is going to the bank. The second pick 6 of Stringer's career and his second on the season. I'm not so sure about these dance moves, bro. Nonetheless, we love to see it. Read that play to perfection. Things are looking real good so far. This fourth down is critical to see if Carolina gets back in the game though. And Bryce Young is going for the corner of the end zone. That'll be incomplete. And this Raiders defense continues to clamp up. After the frustrating performances in week 1 and 2, this is great to see from our defense. And Stringer laying the boom on the running back. The Panthers are finally going to get into the end zone with a goal line run, showing the fullback a little bit of love there. Offense is just on fire right now though. And man, I thought we had another one lurked up for Stringer there. Still got to work on the anticipation of these NFL plays a little bit. Wish we could have gotten 2 picks, but all in all a successful day for Stringer, as he nabbed his first pick 6 of the season, which felt really good. Getting that win was huge in terms of keeping our season alive. I'm trying to get to 90 pass coverage so we can get that lurker ability. Next up, we're taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, and this game is not looking like it's going to be nearly as easy. We're already in trouble backed up in goal line defense, and Aaron Rodgers actually keeps it on the read option. An interesting call, and we start this game down by 2 scores. Thankfully, offense got a field goal to keep us within a score. We're going to need to find a way to stop Aaron Rodgers, and he's finally trying Stringer. We reach up and get the pick on the curl route, returning it deep into Jets territory as well. Let's go. I don't know why Aaron Rodgers thought he could get that over us, but sadly offense is only able to get 3 there. Stringer taking out his anger by absolutely suplexing the Jets wide receiver. Gotta love these Madden tackle animations, man. Aaron Rodgers taking off here, and this man is not sliding. I don't know how he doesn't fumble that. Wasn't expecting Aaron to be running around like that, and if the Jets score a touchdown here, we're pretty much screwed. We'll have to sell out for the run on 2nd and goal. as they're gonna pitch it outside. Stringer strings it out and gets the tackle for loss to keep this drive alive. So it'll be a massive 3rd and goal. The Jets are once again gonna run the toss, and this time the whole team is there in the backfield. So now it's up to offense. All we need is 1 touchdown out of these boys. They have definitely been disappointing today, but this time they do get it. Only took them 49 seconds. Now we just gotta hold it down and play for overtime. But I have a feeling Rodgers is gonna get these guys close to field goal range. This would be a great time for one more big Stringer Bell moment, but Rodgers finds the corner route and we might just be screwed. All right, at this point, our best chance is probably getting a turnover, but of course Rodgers is gonna clutch up, and now these dudes should just be able to run down the clock and kick it. We'll see though, maybe they'll get stupid and pass it. Nope, they just hand it off to Breece Hall, and I don't know how he has that much room. Stringer trying to make something happen with the big hit, as the Jets are gonna go ahead and kick a field goal with 13 seconds left, and that is dead center. We take yet another devastating loss to move to 1-3. As Ziggy Sabaka led the team in tackles, Stringer had what I thought was a game-changing play, but offense just couldn't cash it in. Something is just not going right now for this team. Stringer's gonna need to step up and carry these guys if we want to make the playoffs, which means we'll need to come up with more turnovers, and Stringer's lucky he didn't get a penalty for hitting Ritter on a slide. Our offense has been pretty much useless so far this game. They've got 0 points with time ticking down in the first half. I don't know what happened to the boys we saw those first couple of weeks this season, but that's a terrible throw from Ritter, and there he is, man. Ziggy Sabaka with his first pick since Stringer joined the Raiders. That is very nice to see. So a defensive masterclass in the first half, but Stringer gets absolutely punched in the face by Bijan Robinson. That's embarrassing. That was incredibly disturbing to see, as Ritter's chucking it up into traffic here. Thought Stringer had a chance at that pick, but he can't get it on the tip drill. So this will be a big 3rd and 10. Can't give up an inch the way our offense is playing. And once again, Stringer with a chance at a pick, but we just can't get an animation right now, bro. That is very frustrating. I thought I played that perfectly, and that might turn out to be a big swinging point in this game, as Ritter jukes Stringer out of his shoes and gets into the end zone. It honestly doesn't matter what our defense does though if offense plays like this. Anything short of a pick 6 here in this game is over, but it looks like the Falcons are just going to try and run out the clock, and their run game has been pretty tough to deal with. We might have a chance at something here on 3rd down, but nope, they just run it up the middle. At least it'll be short, and Bijan's hurt on the play actually. And of course offense decides to score their first touchdown right at the end of the game. We're going to try to leave some time on the clock for them, and that injury timeout is actually going to stop the clock for Atlanta. So we might actually have the chance to give our boys the ball back, as they're just going to run it on 3rd down. We'll take a timeout. Could we have a miracle here? We'll see if offense can pull it off. They cannot, of course. And this team just keeps on losing. Stringer and the boys tried their best, led by Ziggy Sabaka, but it was just not going to happen with offense playing so crappy. The next up, we're taking on none other than Kansas City and Avon Barksdale. And this game is actually getting off to a great start, as Stringer catches the interception on a play action pass, catching Patrick Mahomes lacking, and we might just have a shot in this one. All we'll have to do is hold on to a 2-score lead, but Avon continues to scorch this defense. He's almost at 100 yards on the day already, and letting Patrick Mahomes and co get a touchdown here would be bad news. At least gotta hold these kids to a field goal, and dang man, Stringer just misses a 2nd pick on the day, hits that suplex tackle, and stomping out the drive right then and there would have been huge. But Kansas City managed the time pretty poorly, and they're just gonna have to take a field goal. Looks like we'll head to the second half with an 8-point lead, and I don't know what has gotten into our offense. We have Kansas City officially on upset alert. We've just got to avoid giving up any big plays, and dude, I just cannot get the timing down on baiting up those crow routes right now. We've had a couple of chances at easy picks at this point, and once I figure that timing out, it'll be game over. We head to the 4th up 15 and feeling pretty good, as Casey actually goes with a run there. Sit down, Pacheco. I have no problem with these dudes taking more time off the clock, but a dot from Mahomes there will make it 1st and goal. We're really just hoping to slow this offense down, as they are going to get the touchdown, and I did have a feeling we were going to be holding on for dear life in this one. It might come down to the 2-point conversion. This is where I would absolutely love to see a Stringer Bell pick, man. Show me that clutch gene. Unfortunately, our zones got totally glitched out there, and KC is inside the 20 just like that. We had what looked like a nearly insurmountable lead, but you can never count out Patrick Mahomes and Pacheco with a crazy move to get into the end zone. This is it, man. Big 2-point conversion. Mahomes is rolling out, looking for a target, and we're able to get him in the backfield. Let's go. Offense is able to get 3, which gives us a nice little safety cushion, but you know Mahomes can move this offense quick. All we have to do is not give up a touchdown, and the way this drive is starting out, that might be kind of difficult, man. Somehow we are already inside the red zone, and man, Stringer had a chance at a pick, can't get it, and they get down to the 6. This is it, man. Chiefs are gonna go play action, and Mahomes finds a guy in the corner of the end zone. I can't believe this keeps happening to us, bro. Mahomes made that drive look just stupidly easy. We're able to stop the 2-point short, but it'll take a miracle to win from here, and offense cannot give us more. What looked like a season-defining win turns into another crushing loss. Patrick Mahomes had an 83% completion percentage, and Stringer had 1 pick, but definitely could have had more on the day. I could not have imagined this season would somehow start out worse than last year. The season's not over, but we need a win today for real. We've got to finish at least around 500 to get into the playoffs. Stringer's doing his best to make an impact, man, laying big hits left and right, but this defense is just porous right now. With 2 legends on the field in Stringer and Ziggy Sabaka, you'd think we'd be better than this, but Nick Chubb is literally running over our entire defense, and the Browns effortlessly go down to score. This is not going to be another game where offense gives us 30 points, and we've seen that even when that happens, it's not a sure thing. We need turnovers to win games, and we're just not getting as many as we need right now, and the Browns are moving the ball at a really steady pace. I just don't know what I can do to make our defense suck less. It really doesn't feel like it's a problem with Stringer as I miss the pick, as Watson just has a super easy touchdown in the corner of the end zone. Where are our boys at? And where offense was great last week, they're giving us nothing today. Turning the ball over and putting the Browns back in scoring position. This is a team that looks demoralized after last week's loss. The big positives in the last few games have been that Stringer's been getting picks, and we haven't even gotten one of those today. So the misery continues, man. We dropped to 1-6 on the season. If we check out the season stats right now, it looks like Stringer is tied for the lead with Denzel Ward and Brian Branch for the most interceptions in the league. But if we don't get a win in this game, I'm going to consider this season a lost cause. I just don't know what the deal with our defense is right now, man. We really have not been able to stop a soul. It feels like Stringer and Ziggy basically are this entire defense, and that one gets over Stringer's head. Ziggy flying in for the breakup, case in point. I'm hoping we have a little goal line magic here, but that was a great route, and our slot corner gets cooked. Our offense is actually kind of going crazy today, but of course whenever our offense is good, our defense is just pathetic. Nice read from Stringer to sniff out that screen there, and on 3rd down we're gonna stop them just short of the sticks. Pittsburgh is actually gonna go for this 4th down, and of course they're able to run right up the middle and pick it up. Couldn't get off the block there. It's got to be hard for Stringer seeing his defense get cooked like this, man. Even when he had bad offenses in college, his defenses were always dominant, and right when I say that, of course one dude finally gets a pick. Alright, I'm starting to get just a little bit of hope for this game. Maybe we can find a way to turn it around. Unfortunately, the Steelers are once again putting a very steady drive together, and look at our dudes on the outside, man, just not tackling, not playing coverage. I don't know what's going on. The Steelers are going to find their way into the end zone at last on the halfback toss, but man, offense is just doing its thing today. We love to see that. Defense is finally able to get a 3rd down stop, and that'll take us to the 4th quarter. This is where we're getting into crunch time, and Kenny Pickett of course has a man wide open downfield for a dive. Absolutely nothing comes easy with this team, and Pickens somehow open in the back of the end zone again. They're gonna tie this game up. I just don't even know what to do at this point, and of course offense chooses now to turn it over. The Steelers can kick a field goal and probably win this game the way things have been going, but Stringer gets tried there. Bro, why can I not get a reaction? I'm right under the route hammering Y. I really need to get Lurker on this, man. We are able to get Pittsburgh to 3rd and goal, and I highly doubt we score if they get a touchdown here. They just run it up the middle, and okay, we do get a stop, so that at least gives offense a chance to win it, but sadly they do not. Pittsburgh is going to beat us. As far as I'm concerned, this stupidly frustrating season is over. At 1-7, I just want to get to next year, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. We'll sim ahead to the playoffs and see what Stringer does in the sim. Stringer ends up finishing the year with 68 tackles, 5 interceptions, and a sack, as well as 7 deflections on the year, but none of those forced fumbles we've come to expect from him. He was not considered for Defensive Player of the Year, as his teammate Max Crosby actually won it. Avon Barksdale actually finished 3rd on the Chiefs in receiving. This is a stacked team that will probably end up winning the Super Bowl this year. So let me know what you think. Should Stringer stick with the Raiders, or should he try to find somewhere new in free agency? I've got my hand hovering over the demand release button, but I'll let the comments decide. See y'all in the next one. Peace.